testing before? Okay. Make sure it has gone live because I had a bit of an issue with this today. Brilliant. Okay. Receiving video signal. We're all live. Fantastic. Okay. Well, first thing I want to say is a happy new year to you guys. 2023 is your year to crush it online, get all the clients you need, break out of paid jobs, make a more chilled out lifestyle. So make that your goal for 2023. Certainly, I've got my goals for 2023, and that's why I did on the last workshop. We did cover the 90-day solvable problem. That was the last workshop. And that was done in a deliberate way so that you could look at your goals for 2023, so that from January, February, March, come the end of March, you're hitting your goals. Okay, you found all the black holes, and by March, you've stuck to that solvable problem. You've used one tactic, one strategy, and you have literally stuck to that, because too many coaches bounce around the place. They try that, they see somebody else doing a challenge, they'll go for a challenge, they'll see somebody else getting people to download an e-guide, so they'll do that, and they keep swapping and changing. 90 days is the magic number where you can get consistency, you can build momentum. So just remember that. So we've covered a lot of ground in these workshops. We've covered how to pull out the pain in your market, your marketing message, your offers, your frameworks, and we've covered that solvable problem. So what I want to cover on this training is basically about organic marketing. Now, for those of you who know me, I do run a lead agency. I've got my done for you clients where we run ads. But a lot of coaches can't just jump to those ads, okay? Because some of my clients are paying $5,000, even pounds, for ads every single month. So it's taken them a while to get there. So I'm going to go through how we do organic marketing. I'm going to give you an overview and when it's right for you to move onto the ads platform. Because one of the members in this group, Antonia, she is looking to run ads at the end of January. So I thought it was kind of appropriate to do this workshop, which not only helps her, but helps all you guys. So I am just going to go back to Zoom. Okay, it's my biggest fear actually not being on the camera, because I did it whole workshop once and nobody can even see me. So it is a little bit of a fear for me. So anyway, what we're going to cover today is mastering your organic and why and when we move to ads. So, listen up. This is going to be awesome advice to get you on the right road for 2023. So why do we start with organic? Because I get so many coaches come to me and they tell me organic takes too long. They just want to straight do ads. And that's not really the answer, because organic, it really allows us to test our message, our offers. It allows us to test our audience before we go on the ads platform. Because the reason most coaches come to me and say, ads didn't work, Facebook took my money, I've been scammed, is because they just haven't tested it organically. They haven't proven it to work. They're going onto the ads platform with these vague messages, and it's not what we want to do. We need to, if money is not kind of flowing about the place, and we don't want you to dive into your savings or your bill money. If money is kind of the thing that's, is not fluent at the moment, and you're struggling to get clients, or it's not there, I don't suggest going on the ads platform, okay? Unless you've proven your message. The reason we do organic is it provides us with proof that things work. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a fight with this thing here. It works. It proves our message works. People are resonating with our offers. They're resonating with our free gifts. They like what we've got to have to offer, and we start getting engagement. So it gives us that proof, because then when we've got that proof, we are more likely, to get that success. Like 10 times, 20, 100 times more likely to go on the ads platform and crush it straight away. Okay, there are certain things that you have to be careful of still, especially in the health niches, diet niches, money niches. Facebook really don't like them. Okay, Facebook likes you. Another coach of mine actually said, I love this, likes you. Imagine like children running down the road with helium balloons and everybody's smiling and laughing. Facebook wants to please its users. It wants to, that's their first goal. It wants to make people enjoy their platform. So It doesn't want to give false claims. It doesn't want to have scammy kind of content. So we have to be really careful. So, and I mean that, I've had my account banned several times, and Facebook's been very glitchy lately, and it actually banned one of my clients' account. And how bad did that feel? But that was actually their fault. They can be wrong. It allows us to prove our message. Very important. Okay. It also allows us to validate, are people buying it? You know, you may be offering a low-end product, a high-end product. Are they buying it? Are they actually biting at it? Okay, it allows us to fill in all those black holes. So when we do start selling it, there's going to be things that are wrong along the way. You know, there's so many black holes in our businesses online that organically it allows us to fill the black holes, plug it all up, make sure that you are making money, or your offer is validated, people want it. Okay, so before we go onto the ads platform, okay, because you can sell a program, you sell it a few times and think it's working, but there's going to be black holes in that product. There's going to be improvements that you could make. Maybe you haven't got an upsell, you know, maybe there's no upsell. Maybe you need to create that, because just be aware on the ads platform that when you go on the ads platform, just say you're selling something for $37. And I'm not one of these people that, you know, high ticket is the fastest way to get your revenue into your business. But if you are promoting a $37 product, you're not going to make money on that on the ads platform. You're not going to make money because the ads are too expensive to actually make money from a $37 product. So people say to me, oh, my product's $8. I'm going to go and sell it with ads. You are going to be severely burnt. Okay, you have to have the upsells in place. You have to have a system in place to bring people into premium programs, whether they're done for you services. You know, just be aware of that, because it could cost you like $100 to get, I don't know, a $27 sale. That's the truth. So you need to know how to get those upsells in place along the way. Now, if you're selling high ticket, just be aware on the ads platform that, you know, there's different ways of running them. So you can have very simple ones that they're not conversion ads, or you can have ones that are creating messenger conversations. So what I want to say is, there's no, when you're doing organic marketing, there's no risk financially. You're only using your time. And I know people say time's money, but at the start, I would have rather spend my time than my money to be burnt, because, you know, you don't want to be delving into your bill money, because that's going to create more stress. And then when you get more stress, your mindset's not right. That if your business doesn't work, you know, it's kind of a vicious circle. We all know, a lot of you life coaches in here know the wheel of life, that balance. You know, we don't want to go doing this stuff. But so we've got to be aware is organic marketing is a numbers game, and it takes time. Okay. The difference with the ads, you can throw your money at it, make money straight away if you've got everything right. Organic, it's a numbers game, and it is a means of, you have to build up an audience, the right audience. You have to put the right message in front of that audience. Then you have to start having messenger conversations, because everything we do online organically is all created around having messenger conversations. Like, especially when you're selling high ticket and getting people onto calls, you have to nurture them in messenger. And everything we set up organically is aimed to do that, have that conversation with that person in the right way, okay? Without appearing salesy and sleazy. Okay, I fell through all these traps at the start. I did come across sleazy and salesy, didn't even like it myself. I was actually avoiding people that was doing it to me, but I was still doing it to other people. So I soon learned, this ain't working. There's going to be another way. So I always invest in coaches, and I found the right way to have conversations with people, how to speed it up, okay, because we can't spend all day messenger. But that is what organic marketing is all about. And for those of you who, maybe some of you are listening out here and you have been told, this is another myth in the marketplace now, especially in this day and age, you may have been told, let's create a funnel. Okay, let's go on to ClickFunnels, I'll have an opt-in, I'll let them show, you know, see a webinar, and then they can book a call, and I can just sit back and eat Doritos and, you know, drink lemonade and not worry about it. That is a really dangerous road, especially for coaches who haven't got a huge budget, because I run ads for coaches, and an opt-in alone can cost anywhere. I mean, $3 is good, and I'm getting $3 for one of my clients in the coaching space. She's a business coach. And also for one of my life coaches, she's a client and she's getting them like, can be $2.50 for an opt-in, but that's quite unusual. I use a lot of retargeting techniques. The truth is, an opt-in to an email list, if you're running these landing pages, conversion pages, they can be $10 an opt-in. And that's just an opt-in. That's an email address. And not from there, you've got to nurture them on email. You've got to invite them to challenges, whatever you're doing. And then, you know, you've got to, from those opt-ins, you've got to get people onto workshops, and then they've got to book a call. So, you know, somebody who watches a webinar, your webinar, I mean, you're really, really lucky if you get even 40% of people to even click play on the webinar. And if you're getting 10% getting to the end and booking a call, you're doing really, really well. So what you got to understand is you don't need a big funnel. You don't need landing pages, webinars. I'm not saying they're not wrong. They're for later on down the line when you've got the revenue, you want to automate it a bit. Maybe you're really tired of having messenger conversations and you're exhausted. So you think, let's just automate it a bit. I've got the money, I've got the funds, business is rolling. Let's just get that in place now. And it works. But, you know, you could be looking at $5,000 a month to run conversion ads to make them work properly. And that's the God's honest truth. So they are for a place, I'm talking about conversion ads when we talk about opt-ins, landing pages, watching webinars, booking calls, you know, 4 or 5 step funnel. It's a science, it's an art. You know, I have to monitor the KPIs with my clients because, you know, we need hundreds of opt-ins before we can even work out what's wrong. Now, you know, I used to quite like about sort of 300 opt-ins, and then I'd gauge where the holes are. My coach has told me actually, she feels it should be 500. So if you're looking at 500 opt-ins to a webinar, you could be looking at $5,000 just to see where the black holes are, and you haven't made any sales. So for those of you thinking, I know Antonia was this week thinking of running ads, just be really careful about those conversion ads. Yes, 100% work. I run them for my own clients, but they are at a certain level of income where they can easily invest that money. So I'm going to go back to this because I'm going to go through why organic marketing is crucial. And a lot of coaches either teach ads or teach organic. Okay, I actually know both really, really well. So I've been in the marketing game for a long time. And so I teach both because they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand when you're ready to move up that's next step. But I've got some good news about ads, which I'm going to come on to in a minute. So what we're trying to do organically is have messenger conversations. And we do that by offering value. Okay, and it's got to be good. We've got to find our little niche in the market. So many coaches online have got the same old tired messages, the same old tired messages everybody's heard before. So we need to like find that angle that, you know, gets your foot in the door, or you've got to not just find the angle, but, you know, you've got to find out what people want, okay, what they want. And even if that means niching, sub-niching down to a particular group of people, especially in the weight loss market, coaches now are just trying to get clients with weight loss. Any old Tom, Dick and Harry are going to really struggle because they're not talking to a particular person. But if you sort of hone in on people who are gluten-free, or people who are sort of menopausal, or people who, you know, got certain health conditions, you can do a lot better because you're going to be known as a specialist. So organically, you can test all those angles and messages, those niches. It's your big playground, okay? And too many people get strung up with, God, what niche shall I go in? What shall I say? What shall I go and do it? You know, we don't know till we test. Not the best marketer in the world will say it's going to work until you go out and test it. Okay, so you're better to go out and test your niche, your message, and fail many times. You're way better to go, and you'll progress way quicker than somebody who just sits on the fence for 2 years and can't decide. I've seen it so many times. So go and test. So what we're doing here is we're offering value, we're giving value, and it is a follow-up. Okay, it's all follow-up. So follow-up is where a lot of people fall through the cracks. They don't kind of follow up on their messenger conversations. They don't follow up. You know, a VA comes into hand really, really handy when you've got to that level of messenger conversations. But what I want to say is organic marketing is actually still a funnel. It's a simple one, but everything we do is a funnel. So if you look at my profile, I put out what we call 2-step posts. I get a lot of interaction on them, and I bring them into Messenger, give them workshops, offer value, ask questions, see where they are. And we create this content in various ways. We can do video. Okay, video is great. People can connect. We do 2-step posts, story posts. We post a bit of social stuff about ourselves because, after all, it's a social platform. But the bottom line is you're trying to create conversations, whether that's in your group or on your personal profile. So you build an organic funnel. Okay, so this very simple organic funnel that I handheld my premium clients with is we get their audience right. We get the message right, their offers, their framework. We build the program. Okay, and I'm aware in the back of my mind they might want to create this into a course at one point. Obviously, I help them with that. So we then, once we've got that right, we go out and test. We learn the different types of content you put out there. Then we learn how to get those, how to build the audience. And there's a slow way and there's a quick way. You can do it manually, or you can use automation. And for those of you who know me, I use Unipro, and I will leave a link in the post above. It's my right arm, and it takes I say a month. It can be 7 days to a month to install it properly. But then you've got to sort of build the momentum from there, and you've got to stick at it. Consistency. I very rarely let a day go by without me implementing my system. Okay, maybe once in the last year. Every single day, very simple system to follow. Do it relentlessly. So we build our audience, we get the numbers in, get the traction. But I will say, even with automation, it cuts out hours of your day. You're stuck on Facebook, but it still takes time. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they don't like you to suddenly add 5,000 friends overnight. We want it to be slow. They want it to be gradual. They do actually soft block you. And I know one of the members in this group, Sam, got soft blocked. I have many times. I've actually got used to it. The first time it happens, you're a little bit shocked, but it happens and you learn from it. And I'm going to cover that on Friday, how to cope with that. So it's an organic funnel. So what we're doing is literally building an audience, nurturing. And we're not just like nurturing them once. We're going to be bringing them into our group. Okay, because in our groups, for those of you who haven't got groups, it's just a great way to nurture people. We've got the tools that we can nurture people with. Okay, on our personal profile, we haven't really got that. It's kind of just comment, post, we can message. We haven't got all those tools that Facebook groups give us, which allow us to actually automate a lot of this stuff. There's so many, they're always adding features in Facebook groups now. And whether it's a free or paid group, it's great. You can still pull clients out of either. But groups is where you start nurturing your clients. And people say, how do you nurture them? Well, it is really quite straightforward. I run events. I've got a very specific process, bringing people into the event from the content and then nurturing along the way. Yes, it's work, okay, but the actual system to build your group, build the momentum, build the audience, it really should only be taking you, if you're using automation, it really should be 15 to 30 minutes a day, okay? It used to take me 5 hours and it literally killed me. So I thought, I'm not doing this. For the sake of paying for automation software that literally is life-changing, we don't even have to have a VA, okay? So this is what we're trying to do organically. So I want to just sort of cover when you use ads. Okay, so if you're a coach out there and you have got some money, okay, you've got some money and you think, okay, maybe you've got a grant or maybe you've got savings and you think, I just want to test it because I don't want it. I don't want to build organic. I want to build organically, but I also want to quicken things up a bit. Okay, so I've got a little bit of money and I'm willing to test it. I'm willing to lose it. Okay, I'm willing to try. I've lost money on the ads platform by testing. We have ads that are complete losers, right? Especially when we're not sure of our message, our offer, we're testing. But if you've got that money to test, you can go on the ads platform and you don't have to run landing pages, opt-ins, webinars, because they are the really expensive ones and they're further on down the line. Now, if some of you are further on down the line, that's fantastic, but I'm not here to cover that today because most of my clients come to me and they haven't got $3,000 or, a month to spend on ads. They might want to test $5 $10 a day. You can do them as low as $2 a day, but you have to have a warm audience first. So, the ones I would suggest is video view campaigns and messenger ads. And it's all about inducing a conversation. So when you're organic, when you're doing your organic post, it's virtually the same. You've got like a compelling reason why they could watch that video, compelling headline, what you're going to show them, and you entice them to comment below by offering a free gift. Okay, there's more to it than that, but I'm not going to cover everything, because at the moment I've still got the little mini ads platform in the course. Things have changed. It's about a year old, so I need to update that, but it covers some of what you need to know. So if you've got the money, you think, okay, I can test it. I'd rather test it because we get instant feedback, because we're not relying on building an audience organically. We're not relying on building friends and group members. We can just literally focus in on an audience, build an audience within the Facebook platform. Okay, a layered audience or a non-layered, it depends on a number of factors. We can build the audiences and we can test them. So we not only test the audiences, but we test your message and your offers. And that's if you've got money and you're willing to test, and you're also willing to maybe not get a result straight away. Okay, because so many people say to me, actually, Facebook ads, I've been burnt so many times. It's not Facebook burning you, it's the fact that you've not quite hit the right audience with the right message. And the message is way more important than the audience, by the way, because Facebook does find your audience, but it does take time. And the other thing about ads is, I'm aware when I run my clients' ads, you're so tempted to go in and check, like, oh God, have we got any opt-ins? Got any sales? Is there return on ad spend, ROIS, ROAS? And you're tempted to look, but you have to leave it to optimize. It's taken way longer since ISO 14. And I see so many people think, oh no, I spent $100, going to switch it off. And they've only been running 2 days, not even given it a chance. So this is another thing you need to be aware of. You have to leave them running. So you have to be aware your money will be being spent for those at least 7 to 10 days just to optimize. And I've left some of my ads 3 months, okay, where they start to tire and then things aren't working. So you do have to change them, but it depends on the size of the audience, the number of factors, how long you can leave the ads running. That is another science in itself. When should I take the ads off? Shall I leave it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months? But what you have to understand is that you don't just switch them off, because you've probably actually chucked your money in the bin. You haven't actually done any testing because you haven't left it long enough, and you've got no results because you haven't left it long enough. So just be aware of that. Okay, so that's what I want to say today is just be aware. We'll go through this again. Organic marketing is a numbers game, and it takes a bit of time. Even with automation, which speeds things up hugely, it's going to take you time. But what you've got to understand is I had somebody this week get on the phone and they said to me, I don't like organic marketing because I don't like having messenger conversations. So I said, well, do you know how to have a messenger conversation? No, because I don't want to be stuck in messages. It's not my thing. So I had to actually say, well, where would you rather be? Would you rather stay in the pain you're in and never get any results, and literally you've been struggling for 2 years? Would you rather stay that way? Or would you rather break out of that, your comfort zone, and learn how to do messenger conversations, learn how to make it easy for you, and get out of the pain? What pain is greater? The pain of change or the pain of staying the same? So I just say, get real. If you don't learn how to do this, go and spend money on the ads platform and get your fingers burnt. What would you rather? Okay. I mean, you can do Google. I actually, at one point a few years ago, I've got a course on ranking to the top of Google, which I help businesses rank to the top of Google. But for coaches, it can be a little bit hard because people aren't looking specifically for a particular problem to solve on Google, but it does work. And one of my coaches actually, it works quite well, but it's very specific in what they do. So are you willing to change? If you're not, the pain of where you are can't be that bad. So I was a little bit rude back. So I thought, well, if you're not willing to, I mean, I don't like a lot of things I do in my business. I sometimes dread doing them. So I think, okay, get it out of the way in the morning. because I know it's not what I enjoy. And once I've got that out of the way, it sort of build momentum up to start doing the things I really enjoy. So every business isn't full of roses, okay? Because we all go into these coaching businesses thinking, wow, you know, going to live my dream life, or life's going to be wonderful, I'm going to be floating on clouds. The reality is most coaching business is 70-80% marketing. And if you can't market, you don't get clients. And you want the consistency, you need to know how to get a system in place. So organic systems are awesome, as long as you know the steps, and the course does cover a fair bit of that ground, you know, on building those steps to organic marketing. Okay, so yeah, I think I've sort of said enough. I really kind of wanted to do this workshop to just dispel the myth that ads do not burn you. Organic does work, because some people say, oh, I don't want to do organic, I don't want to add all those friends, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to find them. Well, go and stay where you are then. It's those that actually break through and do this stuff actually works for. So organic and ads work. They've both got their time and place. And don't believe anybody who says, I hear people say you've got to get to at least $1 million turnover before you should even touch ads. I heard that from a coach the other day, and he's a really well-known coach in his space. And I'm not going to say who he is, but I just thought, what a load of bullshit. You don't need to get to 7 figures to start running ads. It's only because he does organic only. So that's his way of selling his organic system. But funny enough, he runs ads, okay, because he's okay, because he's rich in 7 figures. But many of my clients actually run ads, as long as they're willing to test, try, perhaps lose at the start. But when they've tested organically, they then literally can start running ads for $150, $200, up to $500 a month. So don't believe all the hype out there of these coaches trying to pull you into their programs because they say ads don't work, or organic, only because they always do one or the other. You know, I don't think this guy knows how to do ads, because I've seen his ads and they're dreadful. And he wasn't getting, you know, I know, because I know a lot of coaches, he wasn't getting many results from them, but he's now got a marketing agency to run them for him. Which again, you know, I love running ads for coaches, but I always like them to know themselves a little bit about the ads platform. Because I just think it's healthy that, you know, you don't know. There's a lot of digital agencies out there scamming people, taking the money, not getting the results, not really knowing what they're doing. So I feel I like to teach my coaches how the ads are running, what we're doing, to get the concept, so that they're not unaware of how we're spending the money, because, you know, it's their business. It's their business. And I think if you have got the capacity to actually learn how to do the ads yourself, you're far better off. Okay, I'm dealing with coaches who are quite high up the game. They don't want to get in the ads platform, but I always suggest learn how to do your own ads. Always knuckle down and get them, you know, learn the nitty-gritty of how to do them yourself without hiring an agency, because not all agencies are like me. A lot of agency would take your money, not deliver your results, charge a lot of money for it, and you're left burnt. And I'd always say, go and learn how to do ads properly yourself, okay? So you're fully aware, because it's your business. Most of you probably are solopreneurs, and you worked hard for that money, so why would you want to give it to an agency you're not sure of, because there's a lot of bad ones. Okay, guys, I feel that's kind of enough to absorb you today. So, you know, I hope you're enjoying the program. If there's any feedback about the program, I'd love to know, okay, because obviously you put a lot of time and effort into the program, and any feedback at all. Okay, so I'd love to know. And I am considering taking these trainings onto a Zoom so I can see all your faces. That's something I've just got back yesterday, so I will be looking at changing that so that we can see each other, because I'm kind of stare at myself and I'm live in the group and that's about it, and I have to go and answer comments afterwards. So yeah, have an awesome, what we're now, Wednesday, I believe. Have an awesome Wednesday, and the next Q&A is on Friday. So there's some questions coming in already, and ask your questions. So I'll be live in this group Friday at 2:00, answering any issues or questions you have. Okay, please comment below any questions you've got today. You know, what's your golden takeaway? Has that helped with the expectations of going forward? And please just comment. I'd love to know. Say great if you got value, or if you didn't, put no value. You know, you may not have had value, maybe you know all this stuff already, or any question, happy to answer. All right, guys, I'm gonna now come off